The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial, Big Dog Country. Butch Shepard here with you along with Bob Morgan on this 29th day of December, Friday morning, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. You know, Bob, when, people get, have to go back on work on Wednesday, get off on Friday, and there's different days. Sometimes you actually forget what day of the week it is. Now, what day is today? All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street, by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Broad at Cherry, and by Murphy Builder Supply Northeast Broad Street, and by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Well, Bob, a lot of days have gone by since you and I have been on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. How did Christmas go for you?
It was good. Had a good Christmas. Good to have time off. I said, spend time with my dad down in Florida. Got some yard work done, housework done, just
helping your dad out, right?
Out. Yep.
Being the good son.
Try.
Right.
I'm not good at yard work.
You're like me. Not only am I not good at yard work, I don't like doing yard work.
I don't have to do yard work.
So you don't. You're in an apartment,
So.
I've got about 2 inches thick of leaves in my yard. It's thick. There's tons of trees around there. Usually I'm living in a house that has pine trees with pine straw. Well, this house has lots of trees around it that drop lots of trees around that drops leaves. So man, they're thick. You can walk through it and end up. How you kind of just slide your feet along and leaves go everywhere. So I got to get that blown off.
Glad to help out though. Like I said, I just do some bush, trim the bushes, cut the yard, do some work, and just whatever you need done. So try to get everything done.
Now, he's been down there in that house a while, hasn't he?
Been down there a while,
yeah. And
speed traps, man.
The speed traps, and they take it easy down 301.
So bad wreck coming back. It's bad when they detour. You don't know where you're going. But the 4-lane or the 2 lanes were closed. There was a bad wreck, so they detoured. I just luckily followed everybody. They must have known where they're going, but 10 miles later, I was back on 301.
Oh, jeez.
I had no idea where I was going. But they didn't have detour signs. They were just directing traffic to they had to get off the road because they had, looked like a real bad wreck. So saw a lot of those over the holidays. So,
there were some around here. I remember seeing one on Joy Williamson Road.
One night. The sheriff says, slow down, I'll pay the loss. Just, unfortunately, people just don't do it. So, but hopefully people will obey the laws and have a safe New Year's Eve coming up Monday. So,
Monday.
Exciting time tomorrow. Finally the championship game's set for tomorrow, the semifinal games. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
4 and 8 o'clock. 4 and 8, yeah.
4 and 8
Notre
o'clock.
Dame, Clemson at 4, and the Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Oklahoma and Alabama. So 2 good games tomorrow.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be cloudy for a few days around here. 60% chance of showers today, 80% tonight. We do have a 60% chance of showers on Saturday. And on Sunday, decreasing to a 20% chance with cloudy skies. But then on New Year's Day, back to a 50% chance. So it may be a few days where we actually have sunny days again. It's going to be a little cloudy.
Good time to go see a movie. If you haven't seen Mary Poppins, go check it out, downtown Strand.
Now, you've seen the new Mary Poppins, right?
Saw the new Mary Poppins.
How does it compare to the original one with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke?
It can't compare it to that.
Is it the same type of theme? Is it the same scenes? Is it a whole different concept?
It's a whole different context. The concept is Mary Poppins comes back, and
she's back.
The kids in the original ones are now adults with their own kids. So she comes visit that family. So that's the premise. So it's got great music, great entertainment.
It's like a many-year sequel.
Dick Van Dyke makes a cameo at the end, which is fun. I think he's 93, but you can't tell it.
What about Julie Andrews?
She doesn't make it.
No cameo with her.
No.
Okay.
Didn't see her in it. But it's a good movie. Saw several movies over the holidays. Like I said, The Mule was excellent with Clint Eastwood. I
heard that's good.
I saw Green Book, which was a good movie. So that's what my dad wanted to go see.
Green Book, what's that about?
About a piano player hires a driver to get him to the South and has to go to all these concerts in the South. He needs somebody to bodyguard him and protect him. But
Bodyguard for a piano player?
yeah, back in the 50s or 60s, down South, they didn't, integration and all that,
Okay. So he was African American, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so he needed a bodyguard as he played at all these
world
venues.
famous piano player, but they wanted him, just shows what he went through. But he hires this bodyguard out of New York.
All right.
But that's a good movie. I want to see Vice. That's the one I got to see. That and then
What's Vice?
about Vice President Dick Cheney.
Oh, about
It's supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to be pretty good.
a comedy?
Yeah, that's what they're billing it as. They say it's a funny movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they'd get probably a lot more people to go see it as a comedy.
Christian Bale plays Dick Cheney.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Christian Bale?
Steve Carell plays Donald Rumsfeld in the movie, so we got a lot of stars in the movie, but it's supposed to be one up for a lot of awards. So. And of course, I saw The Grinch Before Christmas. That was a good movie.
What about Aquaman? That's number one.
I'm not into that kind
I'm
not in that kind of movie. That's
Marvel,
I don't
heroic.
I don't want to see all
That kind of
that's
stuff.
That's not on my list.
But they say it's real good. It's one of the best movies like that in a long time. That kind of took everybody by surprise how well it's doing and how good the movie is according to the critics. Critics usually don't like them kind of movies. But we get a lot of good reviews and tons and folks are going to it. Millions and millions are going to it around the world.
The Mule's based on a true story.
Yeah, true story. Yeah, I read all about that.
Clint Eastwood does a good job in that movie. So
Yeah.
if I had to rank him, that was my favorite so far.
I was reading a review on it, and it said the guy that was reviewing the movie said that Clint Eastwood in that movie, because he's an 80-something-year-old runner of stuff that you're not supposed to be having in your vehicle, okay? And that he had kind of a Jedi effect over police. They'd come up to his vehicle and look at stuff, but he had his charm and his demeanor that sometimes they didn't check everything. That's the reason why he was able to get away with delivering so much stuff.
Bradley Cooper has a good role in that movie, so it'll be interesting.
What part does he play?
He's the DEA agent.
DEA?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the guy that tracks him down.
Okay. I mean, you wouldn't think about an 80-something-year-old drug runner, so...
He's transferring a pile of drugs.
I know. That's the thing about it is most people wouldn't think that. Here's this old guy, 80-something years old. I mean, you're DEA. You're not thinking, well, this guy's he's a drug runner, man.
Never had a speeding ticket. Never had a traffic ticket. So.
There it is. Yeah.
He does a good role. It's a good movie.
Well, Eastwood doing it, involved with it. It's going to be pretty good. The man, after all these years, knows what he's doing. And that's the thing about it is he's just not directing. I mean, he's in front of the camera also, like with the Mule, and I guess another movie that would be an old man in a situation like that would be Gran Torino when he played that several years ago.
But this movie's based on a true story, so this actually happened. So.
Actually happened. True story. I hadn't seen any movies recently out there, but coming up between 8:30 and 9, I'm going to give away some free passes, either to the Strand or to the drive-in. I'll make up my mind. Probably the Strand because it's going to be raining for so many days.
More entertaining than bowl games so far, man. They've been duds. I mean,
I was so disappointed in Georgia Tech. I was really hoping they would beat the Gophers, and they didn't do it.
You can show up. Miami, 5 turnovers, got blown up by Wisconsin. Vanderbilt choked against Baylor, so... SEC currently 0-1. That was the first SEC. A couple of teams in action today. Okay. So, look forward to the games tomorrow. Should be 2 fun games.
The players that have played hard for their coach who's retiring, but sometimes when that happens, the assistant coaches are looking for new jobs. The players are thinking about next year or should they transfer? And sometimes that can be a distraction when a coach decides that they're going to retire.
I hate to see DeAndre Baker not playing that Sugar Bowl because they're talking about that.
He's just saving himself. What position does he play for Georgia?
He's a cornerback.
And you need good cornerbacks.
He was supposed to match up against that star receiver for Texas. Has one of the best receivers, but he's playing in the game. So
why is he doing it? Because he don't want to get injured?
Yeah, right. He doesn't want to get injured. Doesn't want to hurt. You see it more and more. These players just opting not to play because they don't want to risk injury before they go to draft. So.
Well, you can't blame them.
No, you understand, but you just feel like you're letting your teammates down.
Yeah, you're letting your teammates down, but you got to think about your future and the millions of dollars.
He could improve his draft status with a good performance. He goes out there and shuts down that tall receiver for Texas. then his draft status improves.
Yeah, but the thing about it is if he's already got a good rep right now, a good reputation, you don't want to ruin it by having a bad game against a tall receiver.
Or you can go the other way, too. Maybe goes out there and takes a guy, scores 4 touchdowns against him, and his draft status falls. Maybe
That's what I'm just
about
saying.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The reason why he's not doing it. It could go down. It could go down. Right now, he must think that he's sitting pretty. And he just said, I don't want to get injured. I think I may go in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, whatever the case may be. And if I go out there and have a bad game or get injured, and then I hurt my future. But you just hate seeing this. These top players, especially, you can understand in one of these second-tier bowl games. But when you're talking about the Sugar Bowl game, and you got a chance to play in that and, be one of the top teams in the nation, that's really when you get upset when a player says, I'm going to sit out.
Yeah, we talked about it last year. Eventually that's going to come. Eventually these players are in these marquee games are going to opt not to play in the marquee games.
Well,
and then what do you do
right
then?
It's right there.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I just, if they're not going to play, they should wait all these bowl games. Just, it's unfair for us people have to pick the bowl games before all these people announce they're not playing and just get suspended. It's just not fair.
Yeah, it's always about the fun picking, huh, Bob?
That's right. It's all about entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, for entertainment purposes only and for steak dinners.
What's funny is these players for Clemson, they said, I can't even pronounce the name of the drug, but they got tested for this drug, but they're claiming they have no idea what they took. So they're talking to trainers. Is it a supplement? Is it
Is it a supplement?
All these teams have these trainers and these these nutritionists that have them on this regimen of what they need to eat, what they do eat, But these 3 players, they're just, whether or not they're telling the truth, I don't know, but they're saying they have no idea what they took, what they ingested for this drug to pop up in their system.
But they're investigating it, right?
Well, they're suspended. They're not playing.
And they're not doing any more investigation.
Nick Saban said they're right. Dabo Swinney says they're right. So the decision's already been made. They're not playing.
They're not playing. Well.
So both Alabama and Clemson, I think, both have 3 that are not playing.
That's not good.
Due to suspension.
Clemson's
going to miss that defensive tackle.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. Georgia's going to miss their cornerback. Alabama's going to miss a couple of their players.
Yeah.
Those things happen.
Sad to see. But should be some entertaining games more. Hopefully they'll close, But the odds maker said they're not going to be close. They said they're both blowouts. They say Clemson should blow out Notre Dame, Alabama blow out Oklahoma. So they're looking for a Clemson-Alabama
Another rematch, huh?
But I'm taking the Irish with the upset.
Last time they played Clemson won right at the end of the game, didn't they? Last time Alabama, that's when Clemson won the national championship, but they beat Alabama there toward the end of the game, I believe.
Georgia's familiar with Oklahoma last year, but Baker Mayfield, but Kyler Murray is just as talented. So, Oklahoma put up a bunch of points against Georgia's defense. So it'll be interesting to see how many points Oklahoma could put up against Alabama's defense.
It's amazing how they were able to change quarterbacks like that from one year to the next and really didn't lose anything,
Both talented. Both won Heisman trophies.
So. Yeah, I know. Who would think a quarterback from Oklahoma?
Pretty good.
I remember the Barry Switzer days when it was just all option and veer and all that kind of stuff,
Just curious to see this Kyler Murray kid's already got a professional contract to play baseball, but he's still going in the draft. It's going to be interesting to see what decision he makes. Most people think he's going to opt to just play baseball because it's easier on the body. Get a longer career, make just as much money. But he says he wants to go in the draft and see where he's picked.
Okay.
Be interested to see who picks him.
Somebody didn't hear what we were talking about, all those players being out. This person is very interested in who's Alabama missing once again.
I'm not certain. They don't have any marquee players.
They don't have any marquee players that's going to be out. So
Clemson's got a defensive tackle that's out. Alabama just had 3 players suspended. I think one was a lineman, though. I think one of their offensive linemen's out.
Okay,
but the other guys were 2 reserved. But they play so many people. So
yeah.
But like I said, there was the same thing for the Clemson. They tested positive for some substance. So Saban says they're out. I don't think they made the trip. They found out about the Alabama players before they made the trip, so they're not even out there. I think the Clemson players made the trip, but they're not going to get to play.
Okay.
They've just been suspended for the game.
Remember, if you have any questions or comments here during the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO FM in Jesup, you can text us at our main business line. It's text-enabled at 912-427-3711. 912-427-3711.
I need Baker Mayfield to play big Sunday.
You do?
I hope he gets that record. I hope he throws 3 touchdowns against the Ravens, beats the Ravens.
Now,
I need a miracle.
for which team now?
I need Cleveland to beat Baltimore.
You want Cleveland to beat Baltimore so
and Pittsburgh can get in. But the ironic thing is Pittsburgh has beaten Cleveland all these years like a drum.
Right.
Cleveland's begging for Baker Mayfield to play bad so Pittsburgh doesn't get in.
So you think the team would just automatically try to lose?
I don't think
so. Pittsburgh won't get in.
I don't think Baker Mayfield is. I'm talking about Cleveland fans.
The fans.
Cleveland fans.
The player, not the players.
Cleveland
but the
fans don't want Pittsburgh to get in. I promise you that. They'd rather have Cleveland play bad.
No, this is for Pittsburgh to get in.
Get in, right? But Baker Mayfield is trying to get NFL Rookie of the Year.
Oh, he's going to play hard.
And if he throws 2 touchdowns, he sets the all-time record tie with Dan Marino. Wow. But if he throws 3, he breaks that record. So Baker Mayfield wants to throw. Yeah, Baker Mayfield's going to go out there and play lights out. So I'm pulling for you, Baker Mayfield. I'm a big fan.
Go Baker.
Throw 3, throw 4, throw 5 touchdowns.
Please, because I want Bob in a good mood next week. So please, Baker Mayfield.
My Christmas was ruined.
But Pittsburgh still got to win themselves, don't they?
Yeah, they're going to beat Cincinnati.
You think so?
Yeah, they're going to beat the Bungles. They're going to blow out the Bungles. They're favored by 2 touchdowns in that game. They're going to play lights out Sunday, win that game, and hope for a miracle in Baltimore.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield.
Who's leading their division? Pittsburgh's division. If they're got
the Ravens are. The Ravens because Pittsburgh lost. They don't have it. They don't control their own destiny.
They can't get a wild card. Pittsburgh.
No, they're out of the wild card.
They're out of the wild card too.
Only way they get in, they have to win the division.
They got to win the division.
Only way they get in if they beat Cincinnati and Baker Mayfield beats the Ravens.
Cleveland beats the Ravens
because we lost to the Saints in a game we should have won that ball game too. I don't even get them started about the officiating in that game. That was a disaster.
It's always officials' fault.
They were terrible.
Yes.
What are they seeing?
Oh, we got some text in here. This is definitely one of these Florida guys. Apparently here it goes. They say an urban crier.
Urban crier.
And isn't it funny that Reuben Foster never got caught with PEDs until he went pro? Sounds like one of Urban Crier's programs.
Urban's in good shape, man. He's already got a job. He's going to associate AD.
Is he? He's staying at Ohio State as associate AD?
That's the word. He's got a nice little gig, making millions of dollars.
Probably all the work, and AD gets all the money.
No, Urban Meyer tells the AD what to do. It's basically he's the AD, and he's going to tell the other AD what to do.
All right, and then someone texted in, tell Bob to get a clue Baker's not going to beat the Ravens defense.
Well, he can, and he may, and I hope he does. I'm not saying I'm just pulling for him hard.
You're just pulling for him hard.
And
say, go Browns.
I want Baker Mayfield to throw and get that record, throw 3 touchdowns, beat the Ravens.
Now, the Ravens, if they've already locked up,
they don't have it locked. They can't have it locked up because of Pittsburgh.
So they're going to play hard themselves. They got to play hard just like Pittsburgh.
The odds of it happening, I know, are very slim.
Very slim.
But there's a glimmer of hope. As long as there's hope, keep hope alive. You gotta believe. You gotta be a believer. Like I tell Jonathan all the time, the glass is half full, not half empty. Baker Mayfield's capable.
Yeah, he's a great quarterback.
See, I got Nick Chubb too. My buddy Nick Chubb from Georgia. If he crows, he can run against that Raven defense. He can run for 3 touchdowns. Go Chubb. Go Baker Mayfield.
Well, I'll be pulling for the Browns big time, Bob, because I do not want you to press next week.
I'm pulling for the Browns hard.
Okay.
I said, just get me in. Give me a chance. I can't believe Juju Schuster fumbled that ball, but I love Juju Schuster. He's a great player, so I can't fault him. He was just trying to make a play, so.
All right, different subject here. Somebody text in, will there be basketball goals at the rec center when it's redone?
Mike Deal wasn't talking about that. He said he doesn't think so.
Doesn't think so.
No.
Makes too much noise at night there. Because it's right around a residential area. People play basketball, make a lot of noise.
On the plans, they're talking about splash pads and other stuff and other equipment. So they're not talking basketball goals at the Cracker Williams.
Right. And that was the reason why it was noise, because, guys playing basketball out there, they're having a good time. It's after dark. They can play, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and out there having a good time playing basketball. But, when you're playing basketball like that, you're not going to stay quiet. So they're worried about the noise around the residential area.
Mike Deal addressed that when he was on the show. You can go back to the archives and listen to that show. I think it was on last Wednesday before Christmas.
Yeah, you can go to bigdogcountry.com. You need to go to our website. It's fun to go to. Bigdogcountry.com. Click on B&B Show and click on Archives and go back to the date where we had them on. And of course, I think Jonathan puts a little description on there. I'm not sure.
And the city needs your cooperation. Speaking of that,
The city of Jesup.
Cracker Williams Park, again, the playground equipment is going to be closed beginning January 7th, Monday through Thursday. They'll be only be open on the weekends, Friday through Sunday, because of the construction taking place at that park. So they're asking for the public's help in this. So again, keep that in mind. Beginning January 7th, playground equipment will be closed Monday through Thursday, open Friday through Sunday. So again, they're working on that project, and again, it's already underway. Again, they've done a lot of work inside that building. I think people are going to be very pleased with the project once it's completed. So, but again, they're just asking for the community's help, because I drive by there every day. I'm telling you, the playground equipment is being used. And like I said, they're expected to bring a lot more equipment in as well. It's going to be a nice park once they get it done.
I'm so glad the city's doing this and fixing up the Cracker Williams Park.
Yeah, it's been a mainstay for
a long time.
Yeah,
ever since the mid-'60s. It says Bob Steelers should have won more games. So we're going to have some.
I know that.
He's got a firm grasp of the offense.
I understand. As Mike Tomlin said, we made our bed, we're laying it. But we're hoping. You can keep at least hope. There's a chance.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Last year,
not dead.
The Ravens choked against Cincinnati last year and got us in, so they can choke against Cleveland.
Yes, sir. They've
been known to do it. Go Nick Chubb. Big game from Nick Chubb.
That's
big game
right.
from Baker Mayfield.
Chug along, Chubb.
They can do it.
Okay. Another text in here. Bob. It said, Bob. This is a text. Bob, did you get to play golf with your dad this Christmas, and did you even come close to beating him? This person says, I'm saying not.
I didn't even take my. See, that's what he wanted to play. I forgot to take my clubs.
Oh, you forgot to. You forgot to take them.
I cleaned out my car.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't on the agenda. So he wanted to play. I felt bad because he asked me when I got down there, and I said,
"You couldn't have borrowed somebody's." No.
I haven't played. I mean,
you haven't played in a while.
I haven't played in a while. Yeah. I mean, that's a game you got to play.
Does he still go out and play on a regular basis?
Yeah, he's playing Friday, as a matter of fact, if the weather's good. Yeah.
Good. You get to see him out there doing some physical activity.
He can still play every now and then, so that's good.
And what is he, 80?
He'll be 87 in February.
87.
Yep.
Okay, almost.
So, he shot his age, I think, 3 times this year, 86.
Man, that is impressive.
Yeah. That's why I didn't take my clubs, I guess, because I didn't want to, But I was too busy. We went to movies and dinner.
Movies and dinners?
Yard work.
Okay.
So
yeah, sorry.
Didn't play golf.
You got calluses on your hand from doing yard work? Or did you wear gloves?
I wore gloves.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. It says, another text, tell Bob they are chokers like the Falcons. I'm not sure who they are, whether it's the Ravens.
He's talking about the Steelers. No,
the Steelers?
I'm not calling my favorite team that word.
No, of course not. You can't do that.
Do I think they should already have the division locked up? That's a fact. But I said they haven't played well down the stretch. So I said they're in a position because they're not playing well. But they played well against the Patriots, beat them. Played well against things, should have beat them.
Are the Patriots in the playoffs?
Oh yeah,
they are.
Yeah, they won the division. But they have a terrible division. I mean, they get a lock every year.
Yeah.
And when's the last time the Bills have been any good?
Bills, Miami.
When's the last time Miami's been good? Yeah. I mean, they play in a terrible division. So.
Jeez.
I'm just keeping out a glimmer of hope. Like I said, I'm just pulling hard for Nick Chubb and Baker Mayfield to go out there and do their thing and beat the Ravens and make it a happy Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
Unlike last Sunday afternoon when I said there is no Santa Claus. You let me down.
Let you down, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you got other people asking on the other side, and he had to choose sides, Bob, and he didn't choose you. He chose the other side. Okay.
Looks like the officials were paid off, and
yeah, the officials are paid off.
I don't know what they.
I need to get one of these official jobs, man.
I mean, it's 4th and 2, and they throw a 50-yard bomb, and there's no interference at all when they throw a flag. They just gave them a touchdown. They said on the air, Tony Romo said it best, you're just giving the Saints a touchdown. And they had 4th and 2 on the other end of the game, and they had great play, and they called that pass interference. So my team was robbed, so they're in bad shape.
It's always that way.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
All right, another text just came in. Is Justin Fields, the backup quarterback for Georgia, just in case people don't know who he is he going to Oklahoma?
In other words, he's going to Ohio State. So if he goes,
how can they transfer from one division?
Because he's getting
But he played.
I know, but
How can he have the hardship thing when he played?
You hadn't followed that story?
No. I haven't followed that story, Bob. Enlighten me.
It's a sad story.
It's a sad story. Somebody break out the violins.
It's a bad story because it's untrue. But when the baseball player yelled those racial epithets to him, he's saying he's being racially discriminated. He's throwing the race card out there.
Oh.
So that's how he's getting a waiver. And like I said, Georgia
How can they, just because that's nothing Georgia can control. That's just a fan out there. Why should that affect anything?
I mean, Georgia's played.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it has no merit.
It has no merit, has no bearing, has nothing.
But still, he's played, he's practiced all this week. He's expected to play in the game. There's still, I think it's 60-40, 60% that he goes to Ohio State, 40% that he stays. I think Kirby's doing everything he can to keep this kid in the program. So I think before it's all said and done, I don't think he's leaving.
I mean, he could be the starting quarterback, like next year, but the year after as a junior.
If Fromm goes early, but I don't think.
If Fromm goes early.
Most people don't think Fromm's going early.
Oh, they don't think he's got the talent to do that.
I think the kid likes being a college football player.
All right.
So that's Plus, a lot of people go because it's financial. I think Jake Fromm's family's pretty good shape. So, but that's how he's getting the waiver if he gets the waiver. But I still think there's a possibility he stays. But that's how he's getting the waiver. He's throwing that out there, which is not being talked a lot about, but it's been discussed several places.
What's that?
Why he wants the waiver?
Oh, okay. Someone says that text in says, I understand that he's called a lot of divisiveness in the locker room. Is Justin Fields causing some little problems there in the locker room?
Well, there's some video out there that shows some of his comments after some games that, not very flattering for him and his family. So, it's just...
Well, if you have a bad apple in the locker room, let him go.
I know.
Let him go.
I don't think that decision has been made, but the story is if he does go, the place he's going to land is Ohio State, not Oklahoma.
I still don't see how he can go to a Division I school. I thought that was...
he played most of the year, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
can't break the rule just because some fans said something.
And I said that last week in my sports. If he doesn't get the waiver, why go somewhere and sit out a whole year when he's still playing? He'll play next year at Georgia.
Yeah, he'll play.
He won't start.
You never can tell when he get injured. I mean,
that's why I say it's still 60-40 still a pot. And I'm telling you, word from everybody that knows Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's doing everything he can to keep Fields in the program.
Okay.
He wants him to stay.
Right.
So that's why he's letting him practice. That's why he's letting him play. He wants him to stay. Whether he stays or not, that's up to him. So a lot of players are leaving. Like I said, the backup at Notre Dame's leaving. Backup, at Clemson's left. So most people, if they don't start, they leave. So it's up to. But
don't they have to go down to a division down to be able to play?
Not if they get the waiver. That's what he's waiting to see.
How do they choose on waivers? I mean, if you think rules would be rules, Yeah. Here's what it is. Here's the qualifications you have to do to be able to go from one division one.
Welcome to the hypocrisy of the NCAA.
All right. Well, Bob, we got to finish. Happy New Year.
The world famous